What's going on, folks? I'm about to be showing you how you would change out your fuel pressure regulator on this Chevy Impala. It's probably the same from about the 2000 to 2005 model. The first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and start your vehicle up and then remove your fuel pump relay. That way you get as much gas as possible out of the line. I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I have my vehicle started up now. So what I'm going to do is come over here to my fuse box right here, and I'm going to be removing this top relay right here, which is basically the one that goes to your fuel pump right here. So I'm gonna take a pair of pliers, you can use some, and remove that, let it run until it cuts off. That way you get as much gas as you can out your line. So now that the vehicle is cut off, now what you wanna do is go on the inside and turn your key back off. Okay, now that I have the key back off, what I'm going to be getting out is this right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is kind of move this out the way so I can get to, there's a bolt down here that you'll need to get to, which takes a 24mm socket or monkey wrench. I'm going to show you right now. The first thing I'm going to do is come right here and kind of press this back up like that. You don't want this in your way, so kind of press that up. I'm just going to take this ratchet and stick it kind of in between there like that, kind of wedge it so it kind of holds it up. And also, to get to that bolt that's down there, which is a 24mm, I'm gonna go ahead and remove my pipe that goes to my PCV valve right here. Kind of put that to the side. As well as I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my PCV valve, which gives me a little bit more clearance. All you wanna do is just wiggle it, and it should come out like that. So that'll come out. Set that to the side somewhere, and once you've had that done, now what you'll see is right here, you'll see basically a bolt down there that takes a 24mm ratchet, or I'm gonna use a monkey wrench. And once you get that loose a little bit, you should be able to reach down there with your hand and kind of unscrew it like I'm doing right here. It should basically unscrew just like that. You can see now that I have it down, you see it drop down. Now what I need to do is go ahead and remove this screw right here, which takes a T30 torque bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that now. What I'm doing pretty much is just taking a small socket wrench with a size 1/4 socket on it to put my T30 torque bit in. And then just kind of carefully, you don't want to drop your torque bit. Stick it inside right there into your torque bit screw and just remove it just like that. This is a pretty simple job to do. Okay, now that that's loose, carefully pull it back out because you don't want to lose your torque bit. Next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm gonna pull this right here off of it, this line. I want to be careful not to break it. Just kind of wiggle it out like that, pull that off, set that to the side. And now that you have that off, the next thing you're going to want to do is kind of pull this over like that. You want to make sure your screw is all the way out. Might want to make sure that that's all the way unbolted out. This is your T30 torque bit right here that you have to take out. And once you have this out, I said next what you're going to do pretty much, you're going to be wiggling this out like that. And if it's kind of hard, you can just get you a flathead screwdriver. You kind of take your screwdriver kind of right in between here carefully and kind of just wiggle it like that until you'll have some gas. Yeah, you may have some gas that comes out, so kind of slowly let the pressure die down. You want to get that, let it kind of set to get that pressure down. Yeah, so when you take it out, just don't pull it straight out, because you'll probably have gas and stuff that's gonna come out of it. So once that the air kind of stopped, now slowly kind of wiggle it out like that. I'm gonna move this out the way. And then what you're going to want to do is kind of pull it out. Okay. All right, so I pretty much got the fuel pressure regulator turned out, and once you got that, you may have to take a screwdriver kind of behind it and kind of pull out on it, but once you got that, you want to do is just wiggle it up, and it should come off of the pipe just like that. And that's your fuel line right here that you're going to be putting a new one on. So once you get this one off, the reason I'm changing this one now is because gas was coming out of the top of it and the side stuff, which was telling me that this one was bad pretty much. So now that I have this one off, all I'm going to be doing is taking my new one, put it on top of the hose, back on top. First I want to put it on top of my gas line, and also I'm going to go ahead and start screwing it up, tighten it up while it's sitting this way. And then I'm going to turn it like that and kind of wiggle it back in to press it back into the hole that's in the side right here where it goes at. And once I do, I'm gonna go ahead and put my PCV valve back in, put my hose back on top of that, go ahead and put this back on top of my fuel pressure regulator right here, as well as go ahead and reinstall my fuel pump relay. And once I've done all that, I should be good to go. All right, and once you get it back on, to tighten it up, you want to turn it toward the driver's side of the car. That's the way that you tighten back up your nut down there, is turn it toward the driver's side. When you're loosening it, you want to turn it toward the passenger side, and when you tighten it, you want to turn it toward the driver's side. It's kind of rough to get this back in there. You got to kind of play with it and kind of push it in against this metal. It's like a metal piece over here. You kind of push it in against that, but it'll go back in. All right, folks. Once again, this is how you would change out your fuel pressure regulator. Please check out our other videos and please subscribe. Thanks.